So let's see what happens here.
Now, babybay is going to lead in with the frenzy as the jet. That automatic pistol is sometimes preferred if you can get into those close positions with it. Dark cover is going to go down to try and slow down the push. But FaZe has no intentions of slowing down at all. You'll see babybay pop that tailwind to try and take out some Cypher hardware if any was on site. But look at this. Despite the amount of advanced position for FaZe, not much has really happened. Cutler does take some significant damage, so he's going to be backing off. And the spike has been planted, and it's time for a retake from TSM. It's a 5-on-5 in the pistol as the spike goes down.
And right now, the thing that's good that they have is that they have the Paranoian as well as Leers. So they're just going to explode to try to take this retake, which could be huge, but it starts off with the DK, unfortunately. So you still have one player that's low on HP, but they're holding their grounds for FaZe. So far, though, as they're playing super passively, TSM are doing very good to retake this site.
It does end up coming down into that 1v1 with ZachaREEE actually playing as well, coming out from over on C. And there's the initial peek. They're spotted as they come through. Recon dart to follow up. Paranoia through to blind them in the process of trying to get out. But look at this. They've gained access to A, and this is what they wanted, or so they think. They've still got one on this A site, so babybay is going to get in position. That's a free kill, but there's a peek that could come in from Drone that could completely rip this round apart. They don't have the clock time. So now it's all up to Drone. Drone's got to get this first kill. There's the first one, and now they have to stick to spike, but they have to worry about Drone, who's still on the site. Now they do get on the other side of that box while Wardell was going on a killing spree, but it's brought it all down to one. It's babybay who falls and leaves Rawkus alone in the 1v3 post-plant. First kill's going to be his, and he'll upgrade as well to a Phantom from the Spectre. Now he's got the recon dart to try and pick out some positions. Players already on the site, but the spike's planted on the other side of these boxes. It's not exactly set up for him. So the shock dart comes through, goes to go for the swing, pulls off the spike with just a second left. Had an opportunity to just secure it, but a nice shot from Wardell to finish off the 3K on the round. TSM was a little awkward there, but they managed.
Whereas that Zoba with the dart is going to be a key component for the team for these retakes.
And there's the ult being popped as well. We knew we would see it come out. Hunter's Fury being sent in both directions. Who's going to get the pulses out first? It's Rawkus this time around. He traces that lightning beam back to its source. And that's a kill they desperately needed as it makes things 4-on-4. Now hazed spots one right around the corner. There's the ult being popped by Drone. He tries to run into position, but gets taken down before he can even spend a bullet in that spot. ZachaREEE with great shots coming out from the Sheriff, but it still lands on one player, and Wardell is just too quick with the operator. TSM survives, but it's a scary round. It's not exactly a good win coming in from TSM, given that FaZe didn't...
that they get the pulse plant positions after. But unfortunate for that, Subroza took advantage of it and got a big 3K, and Subroza goes with another early kill onto babybay at the garage.
And when Subroza starts to really feel it and gets aggressive like this, it's very difficult to stop, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Sure, this is just an eco, but it's a chance to build up that confidence and get himself in a much better position. Now, ZachaREEE has been really hitting his shots, especially with the Sheriff. Gets a little too overzealous and gets stuck in the corner. Cutler's kind of like, where did you come from? How did you get there? Corey with the backstab, but now it's just Corey alone.
I have this back.
Spike just being picked up, but 10 HP remaining. TSM ends up scooping up the round win. Babybay's gonna pop the blade storm and pull the knives out, try and slice and dice here. There's a blaze wall down, and there's two targets waiting on the other side. babybay tries to get vertical. That dart is gonna give away his position, and that's gonna be his teammate dropping as babybay has to back off to avoid the death that would be coming his direction. Good damage dealt as well to babybay at 46 HP. Now the pistols have been on point for ZachaREEE, but not this time around. babybay with a nice pickoff as the knives are actually proving to be somewhat deadly here. And now that's an upgrade and another kill coming out from FaZe. TSM has watched their defense fall. A missed shot from babybay gives them more opportunity to move in, and Subroza takes advantage. But this round shouldn't even be at this position. It's come down to now a 1v1 as hazed has to dodge the ult and unfortunately goes right into the path of Rawkus. That is a...
I said, this is the question mark now for FaZe Clan. As you have a triple duelist, this time on the attack, you might have the advantage advantage to get sights now for TSM because of all the flashes that you have. So they are pushing into this B side. You do have a spike plan from Wardell. They're playing a passive retake for FaZe Clan, and the only thing that they have so far is Marv looking to get the smoke towards the front, and probably a paranoia in the end too. But it's a bad smoke. There's a gap in the open. Subroza gets the first kill, and that's just open season now for TSM.
It's going to be a difficult retake for them now, 5-on-3. And they're just trying to get on top of that spike, and that hot hand's going to make it even harder as Drone burns ZachaREEE alive. Now the molly's faded. Corey's trying to go back out and peek to go for that defuse, but it's all on Corey. And despite some great pink shots coming out on the pistol, the round is over and lost. Corey's just trying to escape. It's a flawless pistol round win for TSP as they now continue this push towards C. There are two players here. Great fat paranoia coming out. That blinds pretty much everyone. That's the beauty of those choke points and an Omen in that position. Now Drone will pick off Marv. There's still Corey around the corner. It's actually ZachaREEE who comes in with the classic, but they make it look easy.
And the L Drone, well, the only thing that he spots is a camera, so Cutler's going to pop that off. And they're still going to try to explode towards this B side. So hopping into Marv's smoke, they're going to flash outside and execute towards the B side where there's only one player playing. It's babybay that got that first win versus Subroza. Now he has an off angle on the top here, but his position's given away. Not only because it's not pulse from the arrow, but he had to shoot it out. So he runs away from that position. They're trying to get the spike plant, but he's creeping back inside the smoke and gets the kill. Gets a second one at the Drone, trying to push into the third as Wardell's forced on a reload, and ZachaREEE's the one that claims his life. And just like that, the flawless comes back in favor eventually, being able to backstab FaZe if they can get into the A site or C site here for TSM.
30 seconds left.
Drone pops his ult, and the rest of the team is now moving towards C. You've got an ult coming in as well as Omen pops it in the backside of site. There is Rawkus on the site to contend with, and they're going to try and take that battle. Rawkus with a nice shot onto Subroza, but there's still a lot of bodies on the other side, and doesn't really have many opportunities. Now he has his ult available, but it's going to be awkward. He's trying to stop the spike plant, but as he goes for the swing, it doesn't come through. But unfortunately, the spike did go down, so that's the round. TSM can't keep the spike planter alive, and Wardell also dies.
FaZe seems to be struggling a little bit with their defensive positioning.
Oh, Corey getting aggressive, spotting Cutler. That's also the spike going down.
Yeah.
They have a line of sight on it, but realistically, position is not in a place where you can even do anything about that. So they have to back off. It's just an early kill. They can't do much else. I love the use of this dark cover from Marv, throwing it down and taking advantage of the fact that they're down a player.
Removed.
Catches one off guard, has an opportunity to get one more, but Subroza's still in that position. They've got Marv still on the back line, but it's actually Subroza who's doing all the damage for TSM and keeping them in even strength. 2-on-2 as Subroza looks the wrong way at the wrong time. And it all falls onto this man. It's Wardell. He's got the op, and he's got the ult available as well. Now he can dodge the dart and get into position here with his op to try and catch one on the cross, and then switch back to the knives if necessary. Wardell changing positions, knows where they're coming from, has to line up at least one of these, and now there's the knife switch. A little bit awkward, but it doesn't matter. Wardell hits the wall, gets back around the corner. Methodical approach, especially to a map like Haven. A map like Haven where there's so many avenues and opportunities. Teams are really taking a lot of time to get out there. But this time around, TSM says, nope, never mind. We're going to run full bore into the C site, and we're going to try and take the battle to their doorstep. Marv is putting up a decent front on the defensive side, but Subroza is trying to equalize. Doesn't work out so well. Marv puffing up his chest and going big, but look at this. Wardell has actually already made it onto the A site, lurking as Jet with the op, and has now also gotten up into heaven and has a great line for a shot towards spawn. The spike will make it across, but he's realizing I gotta help my teammate. I can't abandon him as he tries to get the spike out across. There's the ult being popped. They're looking for the position of Omen, who's made it into sewers, but Drone's just too quick with the shots. Despite being dropped down to 20 HP, it all comes down to Rawkus. It's a 1-on-2, and the self-heal being utilized by Drone puts him back to more manageable HP. They're going to have to make a mistake, and that's it. Wardell goes for a peek, and that costs them that man advantage. This shock dart could actually be huge, but no! Simultaneous kills, but the round is over. It doesn't matter.
Have a breach at least with Cutler playing as that breach. But what actually you could see that allows for more explosiveness, and that's flashes, trying to go for this mid control very, very fast, but it's been held out very well by FaZe Clan to start things off from paint shells being thrown by Corey. But now they go through the ropes, they're going to try to move in towards the A side, but it's currently being denied by ZachaREEE. Traded off by Drone at the same time, though, as the spike now picked up by Wardell. It's Marved with 2, but then hazed retaliates. Cannot go for the third kill with the burst of the classic. That leads to Subroza, the lurker, was able to push it in towards screens. But as the smoke dissipates, he's going to get spotted. Trying to go for any kills that he can. Connects with the first, and there goes a drive by bunny hop by babybay. He's actually sticking to the Reyna, while the raise is currently being used by babybay. This gun round, though, coming in for TSM versus the bonus round. It's still going to be the bonus round that prevails as Rawkus gets the first kill. But you can see so far, every single round, TSM is putting a lot of importance on this mid control, where it's seldomly played passively by FaZe Clan, but because they have these submachine guns, they have to push up a little bit more. So you have this player playing towards the rope. You have him pushing out towards the male side as well, but Drone is trying to keep things alive, but it's going to be the run it back from FaZe. They're traded off, and the information as well that it's open. They're trying to rush into B now, and Rawkus has to hold his ground.
Rawkus back sight. Doesn't really get an opportunity. Wardell gets dropped by Marv, though, who's having a standout performance here in the first buy round. 3 kills already as he gets around pillar. Hazed there with the pickoff. Has to be careful, knows where this final player might be. And Hazed finds the 3K. 2 HP surviving for Big Daddy Hazed. Performance and the save that came in a few rounds prior, but it does start to allow TSM to build things back up. So there's the boom bot to lead them in. A nade back as well. Flash going around the corner, but it's a paranoia from backside out of the hands of Rawkus that slows things down. Now, I like this too. This is massive right now.
Exactly.
They know this push is coming this direction. They have the read. And TSM is playing this kind of slow, but that's a big kill. They needed that one on site. And now they can focus back in the other direction, and it makes it a little bit harder for them. babybay does use the showstopper to send a rocket into the site, but taken out by his raised counterpart. ZachaREEE, unfortunate.
And they also had to use 2 of their ultimates for the retake too, the neural theft and the run it back. And even at this round, Corey, we thought it was going to be the kill and the clutch that allows him to come back into this game, but unfortunately gets denied early by an entry by Wardell. But Marved and babybay are still tying their feet on the ground towards the A side. Marved continuing to dance around the sites like he does on both ends since the beginning of this matchup. So him getting off that Omen and switching to the Phoenix, playing it more aggressively, is coming into fruition for FaZe Clan, which allows him to hold down the site, even maintain a spike on the ground on the A side with 3 players now watching it, and Subroza is stuck in a clutch situation.
Good hold here from FaZe. Subroza, he's in the hot seat. Somehow doesn't take damage there. It looked like bullets passed right through it. As he moves into position, though, the cyber cage is down, but ZachaREEE doesn't even need it. Run it back was not canceled despite that early damage coming through. It wasn't enough to stop the ult pop by Drone. That opens things up on the site and gives them this opportunity. But you've already got FaZe in position. Now there's a great curveball coming out with the ult, and that does see some knives sent that direction. Now the spike's going to be planted in just a moment as Wardell dices apart babybay. Marved with another opener, as Marved has been doing time and time again on this retake. He's looking for a target on the site, but it's actually Corey who's trying to spot the head over top of the box. Now Rawkus has done the damage. Drone has run as the blaze walls intersect. They're like making a tic-tac-toe board on the site, and it somehow works out for TSM. They
in mid-controller, taking it enough that FaZe Clan respects him for it. So once you throw that smoke early towards mid-side, then you try to push towards A, but it's going to be Corey that decides to go for the hero play, pushing himself towards the A main, but he's waited and greeted by an operator, and also Rawkus is greeted by a showstopper on the B side. So that's both sides weakened up. They're trying to get some sort of play moving forward. babybay is just rocket jumping across the site and gets the shotgun kill there, but nonetheless, that opens it up. The neural theft also allows FaZe Clan to know that all the players are towards the A side, but look at how much control you have now for TSM. It's just over at this point. Last one at the spawn side, Wardell with the triple into this round, and TSM
against them. They're going to be moving towards B, at least early on. They've got a lot of presence in B main. Subroza uses the bomb bot to peek. Great paranoia, and that's a solid follow-up as well catches his blind teammate, or opponent, excuse me, going for the boom bot. Now they're going to try and use what they've got to get out. Good damage coming through as well as they spam through the smoke. Subroza gets one more before being taken down. He's doing as much as he can to buy time for Drone to get into position. And now it's all on to Rawkus. It's a 1-on-4. TSM looks to have secured the pistol in the second half.
Quite easily with the last kill too.
Solid movement to survive.
It opens up A though. So they take ropes to A heaven, and they have to play passively towards TSM's site at A. A flashpoint to come out, and the first damage coming into ZachaREEE at 60. But Subroza falls towards the screen side on that rotate, so the anchor players have to come up big, and they do with 3 kills, and finally it's opened up. There's only 10 seconds remaining. They'll at least get the plant. But the rotation's going to come through. They've done enough damage, and now you have upper hand positioning, and there you go. Wardell with the verticality gets the kill onto ZachaREEE, who's looking for better positioning towards the elbow side. And as he was trying to put whatever utility he had on the ground, that's going to be canceled out. And Corey's going to be faced on a 2 versus 1. Where we talked about how it was low and not as impactful onto this map, has to come up big here, but unfortunately will not. As hazed gets the headshot, and the defuse comes in for Wardell. It's going to be 10-5 for TSM on this map.
That was solid.
You wanted ZachaREEE to be alive too, unfortunately, right? So
yeah. Losing ZachaREEE on that cross definitely was rough. It was just good positioning from Wardell to get there that quickly. Double-digit rounds for TSM, and they're going to try to punish with some aggressive play in mid. And Subroza does so. No surprise there. Subroza's done this in the past, especially on the last map, getting hyper-aggressive on that defensive side. Very quickly, it gets reduced to 1 player as Drone just starts lining.
I'm looking to see if they're going to try to pinch back towards the A heaven side. But Wardell already rotated up there with the operator. Yeah, it's still going to be very tough here for FaZe.
They have some mid control. And it looks like they want to lean towards A, potentially. Because you've got Cypher in this position. The problem is Subroza's push. That's going to make it a lot harder. That's going to force them to move faster. Now, because of that kill coming through from B main, they decided to move into heaven a little bit more. And this is an interesting play. hazed actually pops the ult into heaven, or into ropes, excuse me, and now has the backstab on them. So,
wow.
Despite being in a position to potentially put a little bit more hurt on FaZe, decides to go for an audible and move into a better spot now. They do end up going back towards A, but not in the manner that we expected. Cutler has just dropped the spike behind their own lines, not behind enemy lines. But they've still got one on the site that they have to contend with. Now, babybay drops out of heaven, still gets hit by the fault line midair, because physics. There will be time for them to secure the spike, and it's going to be a 3-on-2.
Spike planted.
Player advantage to TSM.
Subroza took so long to rotate because he still thought that somebody was lurking there towards that sign. And now that he finally meets up, that's okay though, because again, the spike has only been planted. They probably still have another pop flash here from Cutler. And they also have two smokes available from hazed. So they're going to try attempt this retake, and already 1 has been smoked out. So ZachaREEE has to force his hand out by pushing out of the smoke. They get 2 kills. It's on to 1 versus 1, and babybay saves it with the
And then they're at 8 rounds. They can win number 9. They're not that far away from bringing this to overtime. They really aren't.
But that's it. TSM still have 5 rounds to work with to get that money right? So that forced buy, I think it's totally fine here for TSM. A double kill from Cutler. That's going to make things even easier to justify the buy here for TSM in here.
Wardell waiting around the corner with the judge. That's a little bit tough. This is not a great start in the round for FaZe. I mean, we're at the minute mark, and it's a 2-on-4. Solid work from Cutler to reduce the forces down as much as he did. And look at the aggression again over on the B site. They're getting so much information from this. They've got hazed pushed all the way through B main, now rounding into Ramen. They know this is going to be a play towards A. See what they can do, though. Wardell's in position with that shotgun. babybay is about to come around the corner. The boom bot will go in first. That's actually from the defensive side. Paint shells go out. I love the move. babybay actually gets into ropes. You still have to get 1 across because that's the spike carrier. If that was the spike carrier, that would have been huge. There was an opening there towards the B site, but it looks like it's going to be for FaZe. as now there's nothing left for babybay to work with. The Rolling Thunder helps